morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Maoist General Convention extended by 2 more days. Process for leadership selection to begin today. Economy in turmoil after Janata Sharma takes charge of Finance Ministry. All economic indicators are currently negative. No new COVID-19 casualties reported yesterday. Number of active cases drops to 4,871. Putin wants Biden against major sanction over Ukraine. US and Russian presidents discuss Ukraine tensions in phone call. And McTominay and Ronaldo on target as Manchester United beats past Burnley. The Red Devils move back into top 6 after the victory. And now the news in detail. The 8th National General Convention of the CPN Maoist Centre has been extended by 2 days. A report. Although the convention was to end yesterday, it has been extended until Saturday. The additional time was required to announce the outcome of the group discussion on the chairperson's political report, while the leadership selection process is yet to begin. Therefore, the conference is likely to continue until coming Saturday if the election program is not completed on Friday. Chief of the party's election commission, Vishnu Pukar Shrestha, shared that all election programs would be taken forward after the draft statute is passed by the General Convention. The 5th day of the General Convention and the 4th day of the closed session continued yesterday. During yesterday's program, the ideological and political document titled Nepali Way of Socialism in the 21st Century, presented by Party Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal, and the findings of the group discussions on the draft legislation, presented by Standing Committee member Dev Gurung, were presented. As per the information shared at the press conference organized by the Central Publicity and Publication Department of the Maoist Centre at Kamaladi yesterday evening, the closed session will resume today at 1 p.m. The report of the Accounts, Discipline and Election Commission is scheduled to be presented in the closed session today. The country's economy is on a downward trend ever since Finance Minister Janata Sharma took charge of the Ministry of Finance. Economic indicators are getting worse day by day, but the Finance Minister is accused of not being sensitive towards the issue. Minister Sharma had presented the government's policies and programs on September 10, stating that the government has set a target of achieving 7% economic growth. 3 months after the policies and programs were presented in Parliament, none of the economic indicators published by Nepal Rashtra Bank are positive. The economy is going through a sensitive phase. The current account is in deficit. Balance of payments is increasing. Inflation has increased to 5.32%. Experts say these indicators are alarming for the economy. Remittance, which is considered as one of the major sources of the country's economy, is also declining. There is liquidity crunch in the financial system. However, Finance Minister Sharma has been claiming that he has no role in creating such situation. CPN Unified Socialist Chairman Madhav Kumar Nepal has claimed that the CPN-UML will not remain intact as a party. In fact, the former Prime Minister claimed that the CPN-UML has already become a platform of party activists instead of a party. Speaking at a program to welcome new member to the party, Chairman Nepal said that they formed a new party with revolutionary thoughts as the revolutionary ideas of CPN-UML were outdated. Chairman Nepal claimed that his party is striving to make the people and country prosperous. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 252 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 828,207, while the number of active cases has dropped to 4,871. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 811,746 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country. No new casualties were reported yesterday as the death toll remains stable at 11,590. Nepal is currently among top 47 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 55.22 million confirmed cases, followed by India with over 34.83 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 286.76 million people across the world and claimed over 5.44 million lives. And now the news from economic front. Snowfall in mountainous region of the country has affected Nepal's foreign trade through the northern border. Imports have come to a halt through the Raswagadi checkpoint as heavy snowfall in Kerung has prevented the movement of vehicles carrying goods towards Nepal. It has not been possible to load the Nepal-bound goods in the warehouse of Kerung due to heavy snowfall since Tuesday night. China had been releasing 11 containers per day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. However, none of the containers entered Nepal on Wednesday and Thursday. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. Russian President Vladimir Putin has told his United States counterpart Joe Biden that any sanction over Ukraine would be a big mistake and aide to the Kremlin said on Thursday after the two leaders spoke by phone ahead of lower-level talks next month. The call, which U.S. officials said began at 20:35 GMT and lasted 50 minutes, came amid weeks of Western concerns over Russia's deployment of tens of thousands of troops near its border with Ukraine. Kremlin aide Yuri Usakov said Russia was satisfied with the conversation, which he had centered on security guarantees that Moscow wants from the West, but that any substantial sanction against Russia would be a colossal mistake. It was the second time Putin and Biden held direct talks this month as the Russian military build-up near Ukraine continues to heighten fears that Russia may be preparing for an imminent invasion of its neighbor. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United scored 3 first-half goals for the first time in the Premier League since January as they swept Burnley aside at Old Trafford and moved back into the top 6. Scott McTominay's 8-minute curler from the ace of the area was United's quickest top-flight goal since the Scots scored twice in the opening minutes against Leeds more than 12 months ago. Jadon Sancho's deflected effort doubled the host advantage before Cristiano Ronaldo, who had wasted a glorious chance after being sent clean through when the game was still goalless, tapped into an empty near after McTominay's shot had been tossed onto a post by Burnley keeper Wayne Hennessy. Aaron Lennon took advantage of a poor first touch from Eric Bailly to pull one back for the visitors with a clinical finish into the bottom corner. However, in their first game since 12 December, Burnley lacked the stamina or the will to travel United further and remain in the bottom 3. The victory extends United's unbeaten run since the dismissal Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to 8 matches, although as they are only 2 points closer to the top of the league than the bottom, they still have some way to go if they are to start to create meaningful legacy to a feat of Sir Alex Ferguson, who celebrates his 80th birthday on New Year's Eve. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Poush General Convention extended by 2 more days, process for leadership selection to begin today. Economy in turmoil after Janata Sharma takes charge of Finance Ministry. All economic indicators are currently negative. No new COVID-19 casualties reported yesterday. Number of active cases drops to 4,871. Putin wants Biden against major sanction over Ukraine. US and Russian president discuss Ukraine tensions in phone calls. And McTominay and Ronaldo on target as Manchester United ease past Burnley The Red Devils moved back into top 6 after the victory. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamajah.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.